Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market view. Friends, we have a nice smart rally going across the global markets including US. European markets are a little subdued and Japan and some of the other Asian markets. So US markets were up about 1 to 1.5% as there is some progress on the resolution of the fiscal cliff, and European markets were marginally up as we had some upgrade by the S&P on the Greece's rating. Remember, they had actually downgraded Greece to selective default category, and when we look at the Asian markets, most of the markets are up. Hang Seng is up about 0.5%, whereas Japan is up almost about 1%, as the Bank of Japan meeting is underway for 2 days, where there are expectations that you would see announcements with respect to the bond buying program, further liquidity infusion, so on and so forth. So overall, that is viewed positively for the markets. Talking about the dollar euro has actually gone up to almost 1.32, and even the Brent crude has shot up to almost about 109 odd dollars, as we've seen the risk on trade moving into different asset classes. Also, some of the other assets like copper, aluminum, zinc, all of those assets have really shot up over the last 1 month, which clearly suggests that the liquidity led rally is moving across the global markets. Back home, our own markets, we had some disappointment as RBI did not do any change in the CRR or the repo rate cuts, but the market is hopeful that come Jan or Feb we would definitely have a repo rate cut, and that lifted the sentiment. And also the fact that two crucial bills were passed by Lok Sabha, the Banking Amendment Act as well as the Companies Bill, so that also lifted the sentiment. And some of the other crucial bills with respect to insurance, land acquisition and pension, that would be taken up in the budget session of the parliament. So overall market, though initially it reacted negatively when the RBI decision came in, but immediately it lifted and it closed the high point of the day to around 5930. Overall flows wise, we continue to see the similar trend. The FIs were net buyers to the tune of 922 crore in the cash market, whereas the domestic institutions were sellers to the tune of about 490 odd crore. On that note, let me invite Shaival to take us through important F&O cues, ideas and strategies that we could look at in the F&O markets. Good morning, Shaival.
Good morning.
We saw some strength coming back into the market after RBI's announcement, and we've seen that some of the sectors were in limelight. So if you could share your thoughts on which are the sectors where we have seen a major open interest built up or action.
See, we have been continuously watching the banking and finance sector, and we have seen that whenever the markets have seen a sharp move, it's purely because of the banking and finance sector. And in yesterday's trade also, some good amount of long positions in banking and finance sector has taken place. And apart from banking and finance, we have been seeing for the past couple of trading sessions, maybe say 2 or 3 trading sessions, the metal counters have been looking pretty good, and good amount of accumulation has taken place. So if one wants to play on intraday basis, then probably banking and finance and metal would be a good bet to play on the long side.
Also, if you could share your thoughts on the major strikes around which we have seen the open interest built up.
Before going on to the strikes, I would like to say that the PCR ratio is still hovering at a mark of 1.5, 1.07, and it's pretty comfortable. It's not that there's no sign of worry from PCR ratio that there would be some big moves in the, say, a drastic change in the market. So as what we feel is that the focus has shifted from 6,000 call option to 6,100 and 6,200 call option, but still 6,000 call option stands with highest number of shares in the option matrix. So that would be the near-term resistance level for the market. And on lower side, interestingly, what we have seen is that whenever we have seen sharp bounces, good amount of position has been accumulated in 5,800 and 5,900 put option. As a weekly VWAP is placed at 5930, what we feel is that if market manages to close above this, then further upside rally can be seen, and probably that would be the trend reversal point for the week. And also we feel that 5,000, say 5,850, which was the recent low in the future, that would act as a good support in the intermediate basis for the market.
Right, and any other interesting ideas that you can share with us?
We have identified 3 stocks from intraday perspective, as we have seen that from past couple of trading sessions, both Nikkei as well as Hang Seng has been giving us good returns, but we are not been able to perform because of the domestic events. But as things have been gradually improving, we would like to play on the positive side, and OptoCircuit is looking positive, so one can maintain a stop loss of 105 rupees 70 paisa. Bharat Forge is also looking good, so one can maintain a stop loss of 264 rupees 40 paisa. And as I said, that banking and finance is looking good, so we would like to play on the PSU bank, that is specifically on Andhra Bank, and the support would be 116.60 paisa on intraday basis.
Right, Shaival, thanks a lot for that update.
Thank you.
Friends, here are the important news and events that we are tracking today. First of all, as I said before, RBI has kept both the repo rate as well as CRR rates unchanged. However, there are indications that as we have some kind of a moderation in the inflation for the past 2 months, the repo rate cut should kickstart from January onwards. So, market did not get too much perturbed by this development, and after that, in fact, we saw both the markets as well as the banking stocks actually run up as we had some other positive news in the market. Also, importantly, the banking laws amendment bill has been passed in the parliament, and this seeks to raise the voting rights in case of private sector banks from 10% to 26%. Now, which are the banks which would get benefited because of this? The smaller banks like Karnataka Bank, South India Bank, City Union Bank, Federal Bank, these are the banks where because of the increase in the voting rights, there could be consolidation of holding by the large investors. So that is positive for the smaller banks. Also, some of the companies which are contenders for the banking license like Mahindra Finance, Shriram Finance, IDFC, L&T Finance, these are the stocks which would be benefited because of this development. Already we have seen the run up in some of these stocks, but there is a scope for some more upside. At the same time, the insurance and the land acquisition bill would be taken up in the next budget session of the parliament. So these bills will not be taken up in the current session. Some positive news for the RCF, as the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs is likely to meet on Saturday to consider divestment of about 12.5% stake in Rashtriya Chemical. So watch out for some action in this stock today. Eros Worldwide, which is a promoter for the Eros International Media, is looking at selling 2.8% of the holding in the company, and this is going to be through an offer for sale route. Totally there are about 25,73,000 shares they are looking at divesting through this route. Some positive news for steel players, as China has removed 40% export duty on coke, and some of the companies which import coke in the steel sector like Tata Steel, Jindal Steel and Power, and even JSW Steel, we had seen some action in these stocks yesterday, but looking at the momentum, there could be some more upside for Tata Steel and Jindal Steel and Power from current levels as well. Nalco, there are some positive news as the company has got a work permit to start operations at its bauxite plant in Orissa. So one can go long on Nalco with a stop loss of 48 and a target of about 50.50 to about 51.5. Aurobindo Pharma has got the approval from the US FDA for the treatment of HIV treatment, and one can go long on Aurobindo with a stop loss of 187 and a target of about 196 to about 200. And Mahindra Finance has considered the subdivision or split of the shares, and this would be positive for Mahindra Finance. One can go long there with a stop loss of 1056 and a target of about 1110 to about 1130. That's it from all of us, friends. Have a nice trading session and see you tomorrow at the same time.